episode 32 of Let's Write. So today we'll be continuing on doing characterization by doing another character sketch. Now, keep in mind with doing these character sketches, they don't have to be for, main characters. They actually don't have to be for characters that even have a name. And now that I think about it, that would be very interesting to do. So I may have to do that at some point. Anyways, we had a viewer send in a character sketch from yesterday's prompt, so I'll be reading that a little later on. So that'll be something fun to look forward to, besides the writing, of course. So we'll be writing for 15 minutes. The same basic deal that always happens with character sketches. You figure out the organization of how you do your sketch on your own. There's no set way to do it. Just the focus is getting some basic information to kind of give you an idea about this character. We're writing for 15 minutes. You can go ahead and get yourself comfy and comfortable. And if you need more time to do that, as always, you can pause the video. So let's write. And welcome back. So that took way, way, way too long of a time to get a name for this character. And I have a feeling his name is going to change again. Anyways, let's go meet Saul. Okay, so his name is Saul Kleiner. He is an Ashvaran elder. He is kind of a supporting character. Like with Chef, the story typically won't, I don't think it'll be told from his perspective at all. It possibly might include a flashback here or there. He is the head of the Ishvaran Town Council, so that's his kind of job, I guess. He's between 60 and 70 years old, around that ballpark. He's very tall and kind of imposing in build. He has long white hair and a short white beard. And he has really dark brown eyes. And he has a very deep, kind of commanding voice. He's a very protective person, personality-wise. He's an academic, very studious, responsible, and very much a traditionalist. He's also a very great public speaker. He is the kind of person that enjoys his, study time, his solitude, but he also enjoys being around, the people of the city. He's also one of those people that can come off wrong, but he sincerely means well and isn't trying to be cruel or heartless. Just he's trying to offer advice and just it doesn't come across the right way most of the time. Um, Brief history of him. He was born and raised in Ishvara. He has spent his whole life in this town except for a few years he spent studying in Consolo's University. I don't actually remember what I named the city when I was writing this. I think it's Carnsolo, now that I think about it. He is a widower and has no offspring whatsoever. The townspeople are kind of his children, and he is very devoted to them. His internal conflict is he wants the town to prosper and grow, but he's one of those that's blinded by tradition. It is a very common thing, and it just really seems to fit him. It's like every time he takes a step forward, tradition kind of takes him and throws him 2 feet back, kind of like in a football game. You think you made it, and then you just get pushed back behind where you were. Very saddening. Anyways, his external conflict would be he likes Dara and he cares about her and he wants her to succeed, and he doesn't necessarily have an issue with the fact that she is the head priestess, but the problem is he feels she's too young and hasn't had enough life experience, and he also doesn't know how to handle her very explosive temper. However, when the children start getting kidnapped and then found murdered, he and Dar really start butting heads over who the suspects are, because he feels the suspects are people that are much closer to home. So possibly people that have been in the town their whole lives, not these, strange people that have coincidentally shown up around the same time that these horrible atrocities are happening. Kind of my extra notes to myself are he's complicated because of that constant fight he has to move forwards, and yet just is so traditional. How things are done in the past, is very important to him, to keep that tradition, because he feels it's part of like your identity, so to speak. He thinks the head priestess should be older because older people are the wisest and smartest because they have lived the longest. But even in his old age, in the story, he's going to learn several valuable lessons, one of which age doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything. So kind of the idea you can teach an old dog new tricks. So in any case, that is Saul. I've never done a character in that, stage of life before, so this has been kind of interesting. So let's get to what our viewer sent in. All right. Okay. The name of the character is Isaac. I think it's Matthias. That's what it looks like. They are a major character. They are a scribe and looks like it's prefect of aeromancy. So the person that sent in this character is the same one that sent in the other character sketch from before. So I'm assuming it's character from the same story. So Isaac is about 5'10" with long auburn hair held back in a trimmed ponytail. He has a nondescript eye color, so that makes me think just it's not a color that's very striking that someone would notice. Limber body used to climb, with especially strong legs due to walking. Okay. He's curious, indecisive. He has a wanderlust. He's extremely pacifistic, strong familial sense of duty. He frequently seeks out quiet places to escape the bustle of the work of scribing. He was born in a small papyrus farming community about a 2 days walk from the capital. His family and most of the town exported papyrus to the region for the use of scribing and other matters. The town is rather wealthy and stable from this practice. Isaac's parents had the intention of teaching his scribing work and eventually help his older brother. He had an early affinity with aeromancy that he displayed and honed through a growing familiarity with wind currents. He was discovered by a prefect sent to collect a shipment of the best papyrus for the university. Internal conflicts. Wanderlust, dealing with violence. His indecisive nature means he lacks the confidence to stick up for himself. So kind of seems like someone that people can have an easy time walking over, which is unfortunate. His older brother, this is an external conflict. His older brother owns him in many respects. He has a prearranged marriage to another papyrus farming community family. His parents and family push him to abandon the university in favor of a settled life as a scribe. Notes: Isaac is not giving up an occupation he hates. Like many pragmatic people, he understands the need to build a life. He even makes certain improvements to the paper-making process that would make him rather wealthy. It is already implied in the story that his training as a scribe is only a precursor for his life path as a businessman. His family's advice to abandon the life of it looks like Cian, a university-trained mage, is not without merit. As he leaves his father and brother, they always offer to give him a place to return to. So that is it. We got to meet Isaac. So hopefully we'll get to meet more of these characters. And thank you, Alex, for sending that in. It was very interesting and very enjoyable to read. Well, that is all for today, you guys. Thank you, as always, for joining me. I really, really, really do appreciate it. I know I had a lot of reallys in there, but I like repeating adjectives or modifiers. Anyways, I really do appreciate you guys joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue on this wonderful world of characterization. See you next time. Bye.